So apparently, Jim Cornette returned to Global Force Wrestling, TNA Impact, whatever they call it now, and fired Bruce Pritchard. Now, I'd never watched TNA on TV at all. I don't even know what channel GFW TNA is even on. GFW, Impact Wrestling, I don't even know anymore. But, apparently, Jim Cornette, he returned to Global Force Wrestling of all places. Now, I know he gives the WWE a lot of crap. Jim Cornette's that kind of guy who talks bad about everything, talks down on everybody kind of thing. The thing about Jim Cornette is he's actually done a lot for wrestling over the years. Being a promoter, whatnot, works with Vince McMahon, worked with Eric Bischoff, worked with quite everybody. I feel like all he does in his interviews is bury people. He hates Paul Heyman. He hates Austin Aries, I think. He hates a lot of people. He's very overcritical about everything. That's how I see Jim Cornette. He complains about a lot of things, but I don't know. He's a very entertaining guy. Don't get me wrong. But not entertaining enough to make Global Force Wrestling any good anyways. I mean, those fans don't know who Jim Cornette is. As far as our generation, I know who Jim Cornette is from interviews and stuff. I knew he carried a tennis racket around. He was a former manager for somebody. I don't have that good of wrestling knowledge. You know, Jim Cornette, he's actually one of the bigger bosses of wrestling, actually. I mean, he's just in cahoots with a lot of people like Vince McMahon. He never talked bad about Vince McMahon or anything. But all I really wanted to say is Jim Cornette returned to Global Force Wrestling and fired Bruce Pritchard, and hopefully he can shake things up for Global Force Wrestling, but honestly, I don't really think even he can save that company. That company is going so downhill. I'm surprised they're still even around, because they don't have anybody anymore except Bobby Lashley and Alberto Patron. Sometimes I actually like Global Force Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, whatever you call it. It's actually pretty good. They have really good matches and alright stories and whatever, and they focus more on wrestling and not talking like the WWE is. But other than that, I don't think that show could be saved, even with Jim Cornette. But that's all I want to say about that.